Hey everyone, before we get into the episode, I wanted to formally thank each and every one of you for listening as we go into season 3. Spotify Rap dropped about a week ago, and Poison Touch has grown this past year on Spotify by an amazing 41%. Listen, I really can't do this without all of you, so I thank you all for continuing to submit your stories, your drama, your confessions. Truly, it's y'all that make the podcast. I just sit here and talk the shit, you know? So thank you, and let's get into the episode.
Bottom on bottom, a great poet said this once. I got trauma. You're so sick. All because you wanted to get for an hour.
We call that the gay audacity. Welcome back to the Poison Touch Advice Hour, the advice podcast where Ube and Sweet Potato give you all the best and worst advice to deal with all of life's predicaments. I'm joined here. Also, hi everybody, it's season 3. I'm joined today by my favorite mentally deranged cohort, my partner in crime, David.
Hola. Wait, which one's Ube and which one's Sweet Potato? Am I Sweet Potato? You Ube?
You just call me Bae?
Ah.
Ooh, I got you. I don't know. I feel like I am Ube and I feel like you are Sweet Potato.
Okay. Are you saying it's because I'm fruity? I'm sweet. Got a little sweetness to it.
Ube got a little sweetness to it too. But
Okay.
Ube is a little bigger, it's like a bigger sweet potato. Sweet potatoes can be, sweet potatoes can be big too, I guess.
So we're just both big.
Big back.
Big back.
Big back.
I love that. Okay, good.
Good. Anyway, how have you been?
Well, as you said, mentally deranged. That's the biggest one.
Mhm.
But other than that, pretty damn good. I've been going to the gym, as some people may have seen, very regularly, and I'm starting to see the gains that I have so desperately been wanting. So that's good.
Nice.
And yeah, and I think in general, like going to the gym so regularly is like making me feel better, which I'm like, oh my God, were they telling the truth about exercise making you feel good? And I feel like I come to this conclusion every year. But yeah.
Yeah, and in like 2 months you'll be like, I haven't been to the gym in
I know.
3 weeks,
But I've been consistent. I've been consistent since July. So every single week I've been consistent. So
Good.
yep.
That's good. Yeah, they weren't lying. And when the endorphins hit, top of the
Right.
world, bitch. Top of the world.
Yep. Now I just have to get my sleep schedule fixed because it's once again in the gutter.
And a lot of that is probably because of Marvel Rivals. At least it is for me.
It is. It is. I literally stayed up until like 7 in the morning playing. Not by choice though, because I was also doing laundry and the machine didn't stop working. But that's just an excuse.
Sure. Whatever we gotta tell ourselves. I was up until 5 playing it, so I really don't even have room to speak.
Okay. So girl.
Okay.
2 hours.
But I was up at noon. What time did you wake
Early?
up?
That's a good time for you. Let's not talk about
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. Noon was good. Noon was good for me. But anyway, I think it's time for some advice stuff. But before that, I did want to let everyone know, season 3, I am moving toward a hour-long format, I'm thinking. As you know, previous episodes have gone up to like 3 hours. So we're trying to keep it a little shorter now, just for my own sanity, And I feel like if I do shorter episodes, I might be able to, work on getting more extra content out for the Patreon and stuff like that. So it'll be less stressful for my brain to handle between, this podcast and Baby Daddy's my For the Love of Dills recap podcast, and just other stuff in general. On to the advice. Our first question today, they're just like really quick ones, and these are more David specific than like advice specific. So I'm going to read them at the same time, one after the other at the same time. Like my voice splits into 2.
Yeah.
And I sound like the devil and the angel at the same time. The first one is from Jason. It's a sex and love question. Have you guys ever hooked up and or collabed? I said this one's stupid, but I'm keeping it in. The second one is from DK. It's a sex and love question. Does it bother you when people ask for socks or feet content? Up to the first one, we collab every time we do this podcast. But hooked up, that's none of your business. I don't even want to dignify it with an answer.
Is it asking about us?
I think it's asking about us.
Oh. Have you guys ever hooked up / or collab? We're collabing right now, babe.
Yeah, we're
What do you
collabing
mean?
right now.
This is the
Yeah.
collab.
Mhm. And the amount of times I call him my little
Okay.
brother, I
Right.
almost threw up in my mouth, you know?
I don't know if I feel good about that though.
Well,
But yeah, that's a kind of weird question.
watch everyone who's into like stepbrother content is like,
Yeah,
damn,
do it. Do
damn.
it. We're like, well, yeah, that's what we're asking.
Yeah, exactly. The next time I get stuck in a washing machine, I'll let you know.
Yeah, oh, perfect. Okay. I love that.
Step bro. And does it bother you when people ask for socks or feet content? Evidently, someone is like holding back and they're like,
Yeah.
I want to ask, but I'm not sure.
No, it doesn't bother me. Like it's content. Content is content, honestly. Like except for like the really kinky stuff that you can't really do much of. Socks and feet content is like I like to think I have pretty feet. So, I'd be using that. Is it pumice stone? Yeah, I'd be
Mhm.
using that pumice stone. I'd be taking care of my feet. I can't do pedicures because I'm too ticklish, and the first time I did it, I almost kicked a lady, so I do it myself.
Damn, I think it's
So
time
if
to
you want.
upgrade. We don't need a pumice stone. I think you need some sandpaper. It's really time to get in there. I don't know.
No, I have nice, decent feet.
We just
My feet, my
we lucky smell-o-vision hasn't been invented yet.
my feet smell great.
You might be a little nose blind. Who knows?
It was just that one time because I forgot to wash my dancing shoes and but I washed them. They're good. We're all
they're
good.
they're about to be like, how much for the shoes? How much for the shoes? How much for the dancing shoes? This is an opportunity. You gotta start monetizing it. Monetize it all,
Mhm.
you know?
Actually, yeah, instead of donating my shoes, I should just do that. I'll wear them to the
Hmm.
gym to dance for a couple weeks, and then somebody could just take the ripe shoe.
Honestly, I feel like there's a market for that. I think
Sure.
you might be able to find a little something. I don't know. And speaking of monetizing, our next question is about monetization. It's from a non to sex and love question. And they write, over the past few years, I have been addicted to financial domination, also known as FinDom. I get so turned on by sending cash to alphas when they ask me for it. Oh, so they're the sub in this. In exchange, they
Mm.
send me videos and pictures of their feet and other poses they know I like. My husband knows about the fetish and doesn't have a problem with it because it's something he's not into, and I don't ever engage with any of the alphas in person, always in messages or video calls. I still feel like I should not be into this though, having a husband. Although he's okay with it, I still feel conflicted. Should I continue having my sessions? Should I quit for my marriage? Listen, babe, your man has expressed that he doesn't have a problem with it, and you're into a kink. I say this all the time. If you're into a kink and your partner's not into the kink, you gotta talk about it. And it sounds like you have talked about it and you've come to a agreement where you're allowed to video chat and text alphas for feet pics because your husband doesn't don't want you all over his feet. So it sounds like you're in a winning situation.
Mhm.
They're bragging. They're like, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna write,
I
just
just
gonna
should
brag.
I just got it like a subtle breath, subtle
You
flex.
know, I just have like the perfect husband who like understands that I have these kinks that he's not into. He lets me explore my kinks and like, should I stop
What am I
doing
gonna
this?
do? Yeah, because you're not gonna quit for your marriage because your husband, he said he don't mind. And I don't know, why should you quit your sessions? You're having fun. Everybody else is having fun. I know that's right.
Yeah.
And your husband doesn't seem to mind, so keep getting those
Yeah.
those feet and poses that you like.
I'm wondering like, is there another reason why they're worried about it? And feel free to if you see
Yeah.
this, feel free to write back in to be like to explicate on this a bit more. Because evidently there's some form of worry here, but if your husband knows about it and doesn't have a problem with it, realistically that should be the be all end all, unless they wrote here addicted to FinDom, right? So is it becoming a
Oh.
financial problem? That's like my thing, is because if it's becoming to like a
Hmm.
detriment of your own finances, like, you know, if we're posting on Blue Sky that you need help paying the bills, because of this, maybe it's time to not schedule them as often.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe if that's the case, it could be like a treat kind of thing, like every once in like maybe a cheat day. You treat yourself to something like
Yeah.
that every now and then.
Like You hit your work deadline on time. Oh, time to
Hmm.
reward
Time to reward
myself.
myself. Yep, time to hit up an
Mhm.
alpha. Here you
Yeah, hit
go.
up an alpha. Hey, diva.
Hmm. Hey,
Flip,
diva.
flip, please. I can't stop. I just, the second I call a straight man diva, it's gonna be over for me. They're gonna, fuck was that? Hey, diva.
You're gonna be diva boots.
We're
Hmm.
counting out these sachet. I still haven't seen Wicked, and I know the girls are gonna be mad at me for that.
Bruh, it's so good. I'm actually going to watch it a second time, which I was surprised about.
Why is everyone seeing it multiple times in
It's good. Okay,
theaters?
you have to watch it and you'll get I didn't even wasn't even a fan before. But now I get it. The
Okay.
music is good. Ariana surprised me with her, even though I know she was an actress before, like she surprised me with her role.
All right. Maybe I'll go see it on $6 Tuesday.
It's good. I think it's worth it. I know
It
people that
just
have seen
seems
it like
like
6 times already.
I know. It just seems like a long time for a musical. I don't know if I would
But you
be
don't feel
stuck.
it. You don't really feel it. It's not
Okay.
like Endgame, Marvel Endgame, where you felt all of it. It was 3 hours, and I was like, "Damn, bro, we're still going."
Yep.
And I love Marvel, so
And the way that it felt like it ended like three different times.
hmm.
And I was like, oh, we're still going. Oh, okay. Boom. Yeah, Endgame was kind of long. Anything
Okay,
else?
so
I think it's it.
no, I
I think
think I
I
think
think
that was
that's
it for
it.
that one. That was a quick one.
Yeah,
They
that
were
was
slow. They were low-key just bragging, and that's okay.
yeah. Anyway, good luck with your husband. Let us know if there was any other worries that you still had about this. Because to me, it just seems like your worry is that your husband knows about it and you feel like you shouldn't be into it, even though you have a husband. But maybe you're comparing your relationship to other people's relationships, and that's never a good thing because your relationship is your relationship, and you have your own rules with your relationship that other people might not have. And I mean, you should just because you have a kink, you should be able to explore that in a safe environment, and your husband's giving you the space to do that. So
Hmm.
yeah, the only thing
Yeah.
that I'm worried about is if it's becoming a detriment to yourself, your
Hmm.
own finances. Then it's time to reevaluate
Right.
your relationship with it.
Because if it's like quit for your marriage because now you're taking your husband's money to do it, oh, girl, pack it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. If we're like reaching into the rainy day fund to like pull
Hmm.
out dollars to give to the alpha,
Yeah.
I'll not do that. Our next one is from Gagatha. It was Gagatha all along, girl.
Mm.
It's a confession. And they write, I fucked a DL guy and let him fuck me. And since then, I've blocked him. He's very problematic, messy, and caused issues between many people I know. I had to block him because he wouldn't stop hitting me up for round two, even though I kept rejecting him. He's very selfish in bed and didn't even try to help me finish, yet parts of me want to do it again with him. I think it's because I'm a verse top and I rarely bottom, and he was the only guy to top me in years because I'm very picky. I'm fighting the urge to hit him up because I respect myself, but it's getting hard. What do you think about this?
It well, girl, it is another subtle flex. It sounds like it. Like it's just so hard. I have this man. It's just he's exactly my type. But also,
But he's terrible.
fuck DL trade.
It
Not
is don't
literally.
it is don't douche December.
Paint his ass. Like
Girl shit on him.
girl shit on him. I don't know. Like you blocked him. That seems like it was like a very quick decision after the fact. Like you blocked him since then because he's problematic. Like you seem to have laid out everything about why not, and it's just like getting there. Maybe in the time that you're spending like tackling why you want to go back, you could just spend that time trying to find another person that will top you and dig you down the way that you want that fits like your needs. Because why would you want to go back to this um did guy that didn't even help you finish? That's like very selfish. I hate
That's the thing that
selfish
gets me.
sex. I
Selfish. Like he's not even
hate
gonna help you
it.
finish. He's just gonna finish,
Blech.
pull out, and leave. No, you deserve
Horrible.
better than that.
Horrible.
You deserve better than that.
Yeah. I hate when you have to like almost like ask somebody to like help you finish. Like you can't just like kind of know. And I get it because like hookups are like different. It's like a different kind of vibe. You're kind of sometimes just going for that thing. But like if you're both doing it, like you said you fucked him and then he fucked you, like I feel like it's kind of a given for verse sex. Like we're both finishing here.
Yeah, exactly. You're not just gonna finish and leave me here like this.
Yeah.
Unless that's your kink, you like selfish
Yeah.
tops, then sure, that's different. We're not talking to you then. But you deserve someone who will like help you at least finish when they're done.
Hmm.
Also, how you DL and friends with the whole, because this like causes issues between many people I
And people
know.
I know, are you
So
DL?
is he DL?
DL to who?
Yeah, maybe
DL with a belly ring?
DL. They meant David Lopez.
Wait, now why am I in this?
DL. Yeah, I
Mm-mm,
fucked the
mm-mm.
David Lopez guy. Did somebody block you recently?
Let me check. No.
Well, yeah, because how are you DL? But you run in the same circles and know all these people,
Hmm.
or is it like because you know how some guys say that they're DL, but it's like more of a I don't like people in my business type thing, which like is not the correct definition.
So like DL, like he just doesn't want people knowing that he's hooking up with people, that kind of DL.
Kind of, because
But not that.
sometimes on that people say like they'll like say stuff like that, which
Yeah, yeah,
doesn't.
yeah. That makes sense.
It's like not
That's
DL.
usually people that have like a boyfriend.
Oh, problem. Yeah. The
Mhm.
well, well.
Yep.
I think you should just let this man go. You
Yeah.
can find dick. I can get dick anytime I want. I can get dick anytime I want. I can get dick anytime I want. You can
Anywhere,
anywhere,
babe.
bitch.
Anywhere.
Even if you're picky, you can still find it.
Yeah, for sure. Because honestly, like nothing about this. I mean, unless there's more and you want to write in and tell us more selling features about him, but what you wrote right now, I'm not sold. I'm not sold on this man. Keep
Listen,
him blocked for now, unless you want to
I'm
write
not
in
frightened.
and give us some more. Like, he's like exactly your type. He's gorgeous. He has like a 12-inch dick and you're a size, like whatever is like really selling it for you, that's making it hard, that's making you hard. I'd love to know.
Yeah, that's because from what we're getting here, it's just like
It's a chop.
the only positive is that he topped you and you don't let people top you often,
Yeah.
which
It's like the bars
okay.
in hell.
Yeah, like
The bar is
the
in
bars of
hell.
hell. You've been rejecting him. He won't stop hitting you up. So evidently you got that. You got the todo fuego. But like just
Mhm.
leave him
You
in the
got that slip
dust.
slip. Like
Yeah.
that's
Uh-huh.
it's more of a you're just that girl, but he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
a wop.
Punani
Yeah.
Dasani.
Yeah. Punan is coming out soggy. Maybe you could switch your wig, make him feel like he cheating. I don't know. Yeah. Switch your wig.
Yeah.
Oh God. But yeah, I leave that man behind. Leave
Hmm.
that man behind.
Over with. Mm-mm.
Yep. I recently listened to an episode of the Sniffies podcast where they talked about DL men,
Ooh.
and it was like a reappraisal of DL guys, and they actually made a pretty compelling argument
Mm.
because I feel like everyone is so quick to be like fuck DL men, but the
It,
argument that they brought was like it actually made me reevaluate it a bit.
mm.
I'm not going to parrot everything they said back to you. I think you should all go and listen to it. It's Sniffy's Confessions. It's a pretty good podcast. But yeah, their appraisal of DL Men I thought was actually pretty sound.
Well, now I want to know. Because I do be wanting to give some a chance.
I think it also is like your mileage may vary because it's one thing to hook up with one. It's another thing to like be in an underground relationship with them. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
for me where I draw the line. Sure, fuck him till the cows come home. The
Mm-hmm.
second you have to start tiptoeing around and be his little secret, that's when I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, we can do better and we should find someone that wants
Yeah.
us in
Like as soon as you're
public.
starting to catch feelings, it's like, ugh, maybe it's time to let that one go.
Yeah, cut it off because it's usually end in pain. Because if he's hiding this whole part of himself and not letting anyone see you, you're gonna feel that and you're gonna internalize that, and it's gonna be like it might be fun to be his little secret for a bit, But then when it stops being fun, bitch, you're gonna be hurt, and it's not gonna be
Mm-hmm.
cute. So
And that's trauma that you're gonna have to get through yourself in therapy.
trauma,
Trauma.
trauma. It's about trauma. It's
Mm-hmm.
about trauma. Anyway, good luck, Agatha. Continue
Mm-hmm.
gagging, but maybe not on this man.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we've got robbing the bank. It's a general advice question. And they write, how do you feel about long distance relationships? I used to be very against it, but there's this guy I've had my eye on for a long time and we finally started talking. I'm not saying it'll get there, but if it does, should I risk long distance? I feel like it would be hard to build trust between different states so early. He's really cute and seems really sweet. Thoughts and prayers. Um, I think it's one of those things. If it's the right person, it's the right person. I'm never one to be like, that's the first thing I'll do, you know? But if there's someone you really like, sure. If it's like that time and you really like that person, I would be open to it, at least for me. That being said, I would also be making steps to ensure that that long distance is like no more than a year or two. Like I'm trying to close that distance very quickly. I don't think I'd be able to have like a kind of like a military partner who's like stationed overseas for like 3 years or whatever. That would kill me.
Mm-hmm.
That would kill me.
Yeah, for me it's literally just and prayers because I cannot do long distance. Like I'm too much of like a physical person to like not have that, like especially with someone that I'm like building that connection with. Like I want to have that physical connection. But like in this case, like if it's just something that's like starting off, I don't think I could start something off as a long distance. Like if it was
Yeah,
already established beforehand, I could probably work it out and like you said, kind of like for a limited time where it's not like super crazy long. But if it's like just starting, I don't think I could just start like a
I think that's
relationship
the other thing for me.
on,
Like when John was
yeah.
about to move to London for that job. Remember that was a whole thing.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
would. That's when I would have been open to it. But like I said, I would have
mm-hmm.
been trying to close that distance very quickly.
Right, right, right.
So I think for me, if it's something established and then it has to become long distance for one reason or another, whether it's job, family, natural
Mm-hmm,
disaster, whatever, then I would be more open to it. I think starting off just long distance like that is a little bit more tough. That being
mm-hmm.
said, it can work. And I think if you are also a very physical person and you're someone who is fine with non monogamy, that might also help assuage any growing pains because then
Mm-hmm.
you still have that like emotional intimacy. You can still talk to them and see them and stuff like that. But then when you're not in the same city, you can still get your physical intimacy when you need it.
Yeah. And I think honestly, it's not like too crazy to think about because I know I remember during the pandemic, like I kind of had like a thing that was like starting up with somebody that didn't even live in Chicago. And it was fine. It was kind of nice actually. Like it was cute. We would talk online. We would have those like Netflix parties where we would watch like watch parties where we would do stuff together, like
Mhm.
cute little like dates like that. That was cute. We would FaceTime a lot. So like it's possible, but it lasted way too long, obviously, because lockdown, pandemic, you're in a completely different state. Neither of us have any intention of moving anytime soon. So it's like, it's not really gonna work. So
Yeah, it's
yeah.
hard.
Hmm.
Huh, you won't talk long distance, baby. During the pandemic, sorry, it was the worst setup for a joke. I was seeing this guy. I was in Brooklyn and he lived in Queens. Baby, that's long distance.
Oh, oh my God.
Huh,
Oh my
won't talk long
God.
distance.
That's
Huh.
so it's
It
you
really
and it's
is
like
though.
Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob across the thing in the
This
Krusty Krab
grill
and
is
the Chumba.
just a grill without you. It's just a greasy grill
The way that you
without
know so much of
you.
this song.
I love that song. It's a classic. I used to get teary
Oh
eyed
my
watching that
God.
episode. That's my first modern gay romance.
Oh wow.
That's a great episode.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think starting long distance is definitely tough. Uh,
Hmm.
unless you're like willing and able to see them pretty often. I have a friend who is dating someone in Chicago, but he lives in New York. Chicago, New York is a very easy business trip. So he's here all the time. He's here more than I am. And they've been together for I don't know how long now, but they've been working it out. So it's not that it's impossible. I just think it's hard work.
Yeah, but
So
based on this question though, it's he's saying that it's really cute and seems sweet. Like the guy's really cute and seems sweet. So like it doesn't even seem like you got that much out of this person. Like it's just like more of an idea.
that's the other well, because like I used to be there's this guy I've had my eye on for a long time and we finally started talking. So it sounds like they're like in those beginning stages.
Yeah, so for me personally, based off of that in the beginning stages, I'm gonna have to say I can't do it. Like I could not do a long distance relationship.
I would just say
But
don't
if
worry
you're
about it right now.
trying, yeah,
It might just
like
be too early to worry about it.
yeah, like if you're still trying to like see what this dude's like, do that.
Yeah.
Like
Let's
test the waters, see what he's like, all that stuff, and
let's
then
clock that
later.
T when we get to it.
Hmm.
I think for now, just keep talking to him, have fun, and then it's one of those things where like your friend goes on like one date with person, it's like I'm gonna marry him.
Yeah, I think he's the one.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, let's
Wait a
calm
minute.
down. What's his favorite color? What color are his eyes? Okay, let's roll it back, Diva.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have time for one more. Like I said, we're doing shorter. Uh,
Mhm.
let's do. All right, we'll do this one. This is from Thicker Than Most. It's a general advice question. And they write, okay, so I work with a very close friend and we'll call him Albert for the sake of anonymity. We met at work and I've had a crush on him on and off and here and there. He's straight. End the question there, girl. This is
Yeah,
pack
there
it
we
up.
go.
Pack it up, girl. Here we go. He's straight, although everyone and their mother says he's gay. He just doesn't know it yet. He's told me he's straight and not into me, and I've accepted that, although we've made out.
Oh my God.
Oh, what? Hold on. I feel like you buried the lead here. We should have
And the plot
started with this.
thickens.
You could have
Yeah.
cut out all the middleman and just say, I've been hooking up with a straight man for a bit. Let's start there. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, although we've made out multiple times, have intimate moments, and would have amazing nights out just us alone. My friends say I might be making him nervous about him coming to terms with his feelings and sexuality because for the past few months, he's been incredibly distant, refuses to hang out with me one on one, has vented about me to one of his best friends, saying, quote unquote, I feel like he wants something from me, although my feelings for him have faded for so long. We're currently not talking for political differences.
Oh,
This
this is just so much.
is a mess.
This is so
This is a
much.
mess.
It keeps going.
We're gonna have to take this piece by piece when we start. Okay.
Oh my God.
And I don't see us talking for a bit because this entire thing is giving me a headache. He'd give me kisses on the cheek when saying bye. I'd catch him staring at me when we were in groups, and he teases me so much in an almost hurtful way, which is giving elementary crush vibes. Now
Oh
he's
my
become
God.
so cold and I feel stonewalled. I just wanted us to be friends, but everything has become so confusing. Even my own boss from my other job met him and was questioning why we weren't a couple. I fear I might be in love with him and don't exactly know it, but honestly, I don't want to give that attention because this is so confusing. I will say our bond is beautiful and I definitely love him as a person. Send help. Okay.
You need to send me help. What? This was a
Yeah.
roller coaster.
We're invoicing you for reading this question.
Yes,
Like,
this was crazy.
let's break this down piece by piece. I think the first thing off the top of my head, I don't think this person knows how they feel because earlier they say, my feelings for him have faded for so long.
I was just
Cut to
thinking
the
that.
end.
I was thinking
I think I'm in
that.
love with him.
I was just thinking that.
Come on
Mhm.
now.
I was like, where are we actually at, babe?
I think that's the first step. Figure out
Mhm.
where you are. Like because you can't
Even though
change
he
how
did
he
say,
feels, You can
yeah,
you can decide how you feel.
right. He did say in the beginning that he's had a crush on him for on and off here and there, but like crush is different than like
I'm in love with
love
him.
and like yeah, that's like a whole other thing and like also different than like my feelings have faded. Like mm, I don't know. Cause like I feel like genuinely, like once you start to like love someone, it's really hard unless it's like a quick 180 thing, but it's really hard for those feelings to just fade, you know? Like I feel like they never really fade if you like genuinely love that person. But also if this is a close friend that you worked with, like do you think it's that one thing where it's like the proximity? What do they call that? Like love from proximity, or it's like that thing that they say is like, do you actually love them or like them, or do you just have to see them every day? Like the people that you work with. I don't know if you've heard that.
I don't
It's like,
know.
are you actually attracted to this person, or do you just have to see them every day for 8 hours a week or 8 hours a day? You
Well,
know?
that makes sense. I
So
don't think I've ever heard of
like
that, but that
that.
makes sense. Maybe it's
Hmm.
because I don't ever have to see anyone for 8 hours a day.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm like, the people I see for 8 hours a day are the people. I guess, I mean, the dancers are my coworkers, but literally most of them piss me off. I'm sorry, I know some of them listen to this, but if you're listening to this, it's not you. A lot of them piss me off. And I rarely ever see the other bartenders I work with because they're at their own bars. And so it really is just me talking to random customers all the time. Now, some of them customers, I see them for 8 hours a day. Start to come at the beginning of my shift, don't leave till we close. Some of y'all I could do without. Uh, never. I thank you for your patronage. Thank you. Please stay coming. We have our $3 holiday party in like a week. You know, I love my custies.
Cause these fucking bitches won't leave.
Yeah, yeah. I love y'all. Let's work through this a bit. He's straight, but everyone and their mother says he's gay. He just doesn't
Hmm.
know it yet. So this man might be on a journey.
Hmm. That's okay.
Okay, he's straight.
He could be
Y'all have made.
bi, he could be
Yeah,
queer. There's a lot of different options that he could be. Like it's not just all one thing, but
yeah.
also journey.
He also might just be straight and just be like, he might have this connection with you and is like
Hmm.
making out with you and things as he's like working through his stuff. But at
He's
the end of the
exploring.
day, he might just be like, wait, I actually am straight. I think I just really like this guy, but not like,
Hmm.
you know,
And he doesn't actually know.
yeah, he might not even know where he's at in his journey. And, you
Hmm.
know, everyone's on a journey. You gotta let people be on their journeys. That being said, with how
Hmm.
distant he's being now, well, let's start. Political differences. We know what that means.
Right.
You know what that means. The listeners know what that means. This man voted for the orange Cheeto.
Hmm. Unless it was the person that submitted that voted for
And
the
in that case, why are you listening to this? Why are you here, girl? Um, well, let's hope and we're gonna assume that thicker than most did not vote for the orange Cheeto.
Right. I hope it's not a case for Trump situation.
Yeah, because if so, let me just say it out here. You're not welcome here.
Yeah.
I don't need you listening to this. It's not your tea, evidently. If
Yeah.
you're a
If
gay
that's the case, I hope he breaks your heart. I'm kidding.
if you're a gay for Trump, I don't think there's a lot for you at this podcast.
Hmm.
There's just nothing for you. Especially if you're a gay for Trump that is also one of those like LGB without the T type gays. There's definitely no room for you here. You gotta take your ass over
Hmm.
to Tucker Carlson. We don't need you here. We don't need you. But considering that thicker than most is probably not that person, at least we're praying.
Hmm.
Um, Political differences for me would be enough for me to just be like, all right,
Hmm.
cut it. Cut
Yeah.
it.
Like if we're talking that severe, because if it's really just like some small political difference thing, but right now in today's age, what that means is, you know, but yeah. The other thing that I was gonna say is that like I feel like we're in a stage of this where like we know what the guy is feeling, or at least where in his journey of exploration he's at, because he's telling people, I feel like this fag wants something from me, and
Well,
like I think he
he
just needs
could,
to.
but he's not telling them that they've made out multiple times. You know, like he's probably giving such a very, you know, like framed version of the story.
Mm.
Or he's doing that thing where it's like he like
But I
feels
don't
it.
think that that's the case, because like if you're venting, like you're a guy venting to one of your friends about another guy, and you say, I feel like he wants something from me. I feel like there's like stuff that you can gather from that. It's like, why? And like, why are we venting about this guy? Because if it's just like a straight guy and he's like, this dude wants something from me, boom, over with. That's the end of the conversation. But if you're having a whole venting situation, that means that you care. Like, there's a lot more depth to it. So,
He's venting to thicker than most best friend. which is also weird, has
About me
vented
to
to
one of
about me to one
oh.
of my best friends. So like, this why does this man have access to your best friends like that?
Mhm.
Also, the assumption when you talk shit or like when you're venting to like someone, especially if it's their best friend, the assumption is that they're going to tell the other person, right?
Right.
So that's like another
Maybe straight
layer.
man doesn't know that.
I don't know. That's another layer that confuses me a bit. I just don't think, as much as it like feels good when you guys are together, with how cold and distant he's being and the political differences and all this other stuff, I just don't think it's worth, the juice is not worth the squeeze. The effort that you're
Yeah.
gonna have to put in to get this man to stop stonewalling you is just not.
Yeah.
I just don't think, and you work together, which is also really
Yeah.
messy. Oh
I
god,
was
there's
gonna
just so
also say, like,
much.
there's so many too. Like, like your old boss knows, your coworkers know, your friends know. Like, everybody wants you guys to be. First of all, it's a lot of people in your business. That's a
Yeah,
lot of people in your
he's the
business.
DL in question. Talk about I don't want people in my business.
That's a lot of people to be in your business to have opinions on like your relationship or what you should be doing. But also like how you said, like it's giving elementary crush vibes. Like maybe it's just kind of bad. Like maybe you could just kind of like chalk it up for what it is and like say like, okay, I think we can leave this here. Just be no, I don't even think you could be friends. I think it's one of those things that
Also,
like
him
over
being
with.
on this journey and having all these strangers having opinions about his sexuality, and not
That's a
only
lot of
that, but
pressure.
his relationship in, not his relationship in relation to you, his relationship with you, that might also be giving him, not to say that he's getting cold feet or something, but it's just too much pressure about his
Mhm.
sexuality and him not wanting all that. It's like
It's
Shawn
basically like
Mendes.
everybody telling you to make a decision and you're not ready.
Yeah, Shawn Mendes just, like a month
Hmm.
ago, said something about his sexuality. People have been
Yep.
putting all that pressure on him for so many years, and that's part of the reason why he's never said anything about it. He
Hmm.
wasn't at that place, he wasn't comfortable enough for it, and I'm sure it was annoying and painful to have people thrusting all that
Hmm.
upon him. Um, so it might be one of those situations. I think having all your coworkers, your old boss, your best friend, have everyone be like, "Why aren't you guys a couple?" Blah blah. Like all that stuff is probably
Yeah.
freaking him out a bit as he's trying to figure out his own sexuality. No matter what that is, like we said, even if he does at the end of the day come out of this being like, I am straight."
Yeah. Hmm. It's making it hard for him to even make any kind of decision of any kind with you, with himself. Like, so maybe it's like less about you and more about everybody else all up in his business.
Yeah, and I also think a lot of it is about his own reflection on himself and how he feels about
Hmm.
that, especially if he voted for that man.
Ooh.
The belief system that he has is not a belief system that often agrees with a queer person or someone who is
Hmm.
working through their sexuality like that. So I just think that
Hmm.
the cards are kind of stacked against him, and it's really not your job to go and help him fix that messy ass house of cards. So
Hmm.
I would just, even though it hurts, I don't think it's right for y'all to be friends. I think you are already
Yeah.
not talking. Let's just keep it there. Work through those feelings on your own
Hmm.
end, get through that, and just I'm not saying fight this man at work, but
Yeah.
y'all are able to do your work separately, do your work separately.
And yeah, the whole like I fear you might be in love with him. Like, are you after the political differences? Like, maybe that's something we need to
I mean, that's a
talk
deal
about
breaker
within
for us, but
ourselves.
for a lot
Yeah.
of people, that's not a deal breaker. The amount of straight women I know that are dating men
Mm.
in general, just dating men,
Just dating.
straight women dating men. Could you believe such a thing? It's sick. I
Ugh.
can't believe that. It's
Ugh.
horrible. Who would do such a thing? No, but yeah,
No,
for some
but
people that's not a deal breaker. I mean, it is for the two of us. But for a lot of people, that's like just water under the bridge,
mhm.
which is weird, but
This is a really confusing situation. I'm not gonna lie.
it is.
It's a
I feel
lot.
like I can't even like give truly what I think is the best advice because there's so many conflicting parts of this and so many different things that I want to like parse out. We could have done a
Hmm.
whole episode literally just on this
Just
question,
on this
like
one question.
just taking bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Refusing to hang out with me one on one, incredibly distant.
Mm-mm.
Told my friend he feel like he wants something from me. Do you want something from him though? It sounds like you at least
Yeah.
want some form of companionship from him, whether that's a
Mhm.
relationship or whether that's a friendship. That is kind of the vibe we get from here, at least. I just wanted us to be friends, but everything has become so confusing. Sometimes it's for the best, especially you guys
Mhm.
already aren't on good terms.
Yeah. It's like that thing that's like not everybody is in your that comes into your life is meant to stay in it. Like some people are just like there and then they're like you leave them behind and then you continue on with your life. But like if you said like how you said like your bond is beautiful and or whatever, like I think maybe since you guys are right now not really speaking or anything, you can just take your relationship for what it was and like kind of hold on to like the
Yeah,
good
like, oh, that
memories
was
of it.
beautiful. That was pretty. Let's keep
Yes.
that
And let's keep
there.
that and then keep it moving.
Keep it kicking.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be like you just can't force people to be your friend. You know what I mean? Like if you're already not talking and things already aren't good with you,
Mm-hmm.
you trying to like get through that stone wall that he's like put up between you guys, it's not gonna, if anything, it's gonna hurt any chance that you two have of reconciling your relationship. You might just have to let it be for a while, and this isn't to say you'll never talk ever again. You work together, you're gonna be in similar spaces. At some point, maybe when he's further down his journey or he's just over it, y'all can be not best friends again, but you can at least open a line of communication up. But
Mm-hmm.
trying to rush that process is only going to make him feel like you want something from him more, or make him start to resent your body in like any form of space, whether it's work or
Mm-hmm.
hanging out with friends and stuff like that. It's just going to be messy. So I would just let him, at the very least, let him cool off for a long, long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
Just let him chill for a bit. Because I think that's probably the best way to sum it up.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to wrap that up.
Yeah. But good luck with all that. I want to update.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I want to update. And I'm not talking about like next month, because we said let it rock. So,
Mm-hmm.
6 months from now, check in. Check in. We'll see where we are, where
Put
he
it
is
in
on
your
his journey.
calendar.
Yeah, put it
Yeah.
in your calendar. Admissions are always open. So, whenever you got a little nugget for us, send it on in. Well, that brings us to the end of the advice portion. We are going to move ahead to advice to the stars. Name change pending because I'm maybe trying to work towards less celebrity specific stuff and more just like general shit. I don't know. If you have a name,
Mm-hmm.
hit me up. We'll work on it. But yeah, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back. Welcome back, folks. It is time for advice to the stars. Like I said, name change pending, but for now, it's still gonna be advice to the stars. It is currently December 9th. The name on everyone's lips is Luigi Mangione. Quick aside as we get into this talk about Luigi Mangione. When we were recording, I was kind of tired and I didn't really have all my thoughts in order. So it's a lot of me going, what? So after a day of sitting there and thinking about it and just kind of looking into it more, I have a couple things to say. And then y'all can listen to me stumble and David actually say some cool things. He is hot. Okay. We'll say that. Work. He's got body. Secondly, writing defend, deny, depose on bullet casings, he ate that. Like, this is a bitch that lives for drama. And I can respect that. This is a man who was so angry and so exhausted with the healthcare system that he took it personally into his own hands. I've been searching for healthcare this week because it's open enrollment, and it is the most jarring, stressful, language dense thing ever. I don't understand what half these words means. All I see are the prices that are insane and don't cover anything. And it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm sure you should have it, but they're kind of just fucking you over. I could see why someone would be enraged to such a point. You know what I mean? But I do understand everyone's frustrated with healthcare, on both sides. I think when people write manifestos, it gets a little culty, a little weird. So I'm not going to comment too much on that. And obviously I'm not going to say that what he did was the perfect way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? But you'll not catch me crying over a CEO. I don't give a shit. The healthcare system decides who lives and dies every single day. And You're not going to catch me crying over a CEO. I don't care if he was a father. The healthcare system has killed numerous other fathers and faced no repercussions. So, I don't know. Suck it up, deal with it. I'm also still not entirely sure it's him, but then I'm like, what if it's like a Scream situation where there's like two of them working together? Because why was there the fake backpack full of Monopoly money? You know, if you look at the two photos, it's like the eyebrows. He's got like a unibrow in all the mugshots, and this was only a couple days ago. But then in the CCTV footage, that man's eyebrows are like manicured. And I was talking about this with my friends yesterday too. So it like helped me form more of an opinion. I am still not entirely sure about anything. I'm curious to see where this case goes. I have a sneaking suspicion that corporations are going to find a way to rig this in their favor, whether that's through, you know, the jury or through the court itself. I just have little faith in the American system. So I guess we'll see. But for now, I've decided, let the people make their gay jokes. Let the people make jokes about how hot he is. It's fun. It's stupid. And yeah, fuck United Healthcare. All right, let's get back to the episode. If you are unfamiliar or living under a rock, Luigi Mangione is the alleged United Healthcare assassin, as they are calling him. We don't even know if this is like the guy yet, but signs are kind of pointing there. He shot the United Healthcare CEO. Don't remember his name. Don't care to know his name. I'm not crying over a CEO. Shot him during while he was on his way to a conference with all the shareholders. Mm-hmm. Shot him in the calf and the lower back, I believe. Killed him, and boom, they caught him at like 6:45ish this morning eating McDonald's. Just locked him up. People say it might not be him because the backpacks don't match or the coat doesn't match or whatever.
The coat doesn't match, yeah.
But then I also saw people talking about how there was like a YouTube video that came out today hinting at another YouTube video coming out in a couple days, which is probably going to be his like manifesto. So if it is him, then the manifesto is pretty damning.
Yeah, they also said that they found on his like social media, like where he was posting about it.
Yeah, so the signs are pointing toward go. That being said, the most important part for us here is everyone thirsting over him, which is messy and it's all right. You know, gay men thirsting over someone with big pecs and abs. Fork found in kitchen. Are we fucking surprised? And that's not to say this man don't got body, because he does. I just think, personally, do we need to thirst over it?
I feel like he did it's like a modern what's it do with that would steal from the rich and give to the poor?
Robin Hood.
It's like a modern day Robin Hood, you know?
I guess.
I think that's what like people are like, ooh, take away from the rich. And like the crazy thing is that after the whole situation, because you know how they said that the CEO was going to that conference, like the conference continued.
Of course it did.
Like they literally stepped over the blood to just continue on with it.
They posted his job
the next day, yeah.
Like they said, well,
that's crazy.
That's terrible. We got a position to fill. Who wants it now?
Yeah.
And I hope whoever fills it is shaking in their goddamn boots.
Yeah.
You know, I hope CEOs everywhere are shaking in their boots.
And they are. Everybody's been taking the CEOs off of everything.
Phelan about to be in that damn Cybertruck. Quaking and shaking. And he better be. It is high time that CEOs and politicians are afraid of their constituents and their customers.
They were saying all over TikTok in the comments like thoughts and deductibles to his family.
Yeah, thoughts and deductibles. Mm-hmm. Hope's family taking out a big life insurance plan. It's crazy. It is crazy. I will say I do like his unibrow.
He has a unibrow?
Yeah, you gotta look at the photos. Yeah, it's pretty nice too.
I was looking at other parts of the photos. Sorry.
Well,
I'm one of those that you were talking about.
Take old biddies. Take old biddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the media circus that happens every time. And I mean, we are contributing to it by talking about him on this show, but in a less serious way. But like the amount of news outlets and bloggers and all that stuff that are like parsing through his Facebook and Twitter to like get an idea of his politics. I don't
Hmm.
know how helpful that really is for anyone other than just like causing more divisiveness. My friend was talking to me earlier and was like, at the end of the day, the class solidarity is the most important part. Like everyone's mad at how insurance work. Everyone is mad at like,
Hmm.
sure was the way he went about it the best. I'm not the one to
Right.
say. I'm not the one to say the what, but
Hmm.
I think everyone, no matter
But
who,
like
can agree.
nobody's gonna be like, I feel like nobody that is already at and that stance, it's like they're not mad that he killed a CEO of a CEO period, but a CEO of a health insurance
Insurance,
company. Like,
I don't know a single person who isn't pissed off at health insurance. Nobody leaves an insurance situation. It's like, I had a great
yeah, that was
experience.
amazing. Like,
That was
no.
great. Yeah, no, like they're not covering anesthesia. They're not covering surgeries. They're not covering life saving care.
Mm.
Like insurance companies are just
Wait, they
screwing
said,
all of
did you
us.
see that they were saying about how like as soon as the news came out of that, the thing about the anesthesia, they were like, actually,
Let's roll
y'all are
that back a
right.
bit. Let's roll it
You're
back.
right.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
fault. My fault.
yeah. So we gotta keep pressure on these people.
Hmm. Yep.
But whatever means you deem necessary. I'm not.
Hmm.
I just do think there's so
But that's
many
what I'm saying.
thoughts.
That's why I'm saying it's like a modern day Robin because it's like I'm sure there were people that were like, "Oh my God, you're stealing." When it came to like Robin Hood, like, "Oh, I could
Well,
never."
yeah,
But it's like
they were probably
I,
they were the ones glazing the rich.
yeah, and it's like I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't do that. But if you would, and I benefit.
Love that. And if you're out here glazing an insurance company CEO, bitch, you got bigger fish to fry
Yeah, scratch your minge, sniff your fingers
because you got bigger
because you
fish
have
to
bigger
fry.
fish to fry.
That's really all I have to say about him. I don't really know. I'm
Mhm.
not too well versed on all the specifics about it, so we'll see. I will be tuning in as this case
Mhm.
continues, just because I am curious, and this feels very much like Law Abiding Citizen. The
Mhm.
movie. It's very uh interesting. Someone said Ryan Murphy's pissing his pants right now. He saw an attractive white man get arrested. He said, "Monster season 4, we're coming. You are coming." They will be on his ass for the next. Tubi's probably shooting a documentary as we speak.
Mhm.
It'll be on tomorrow.
Everybody's like, write that down, write that down. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure we will be inundated with information over the next couple months regarding this case. So for now, I just wanted to touch on the fact that everyone is thirsting after him, and whether it's actually him or not, and what that means for the rest of us, and how I hope more CEOs are nervous. Nervous because your actions have consequences.
Consequences.
Where is he right now? Because truly, that was the soothsayer. When will you people
Mhm.
learn that your actions have consequences? He ate that. He ate
Mhm.
that up. Last thing before we leave, I do really quickly want to reintroduce my other podcast, Baby Daddies, where me and my good friend Mario, you know him from this show, you know him from the asshole episodes, you know him, you love him. The two of us get together and we recap Out TV and Daddy TV's For the Love of Dilfs, a reality show that pits older men and younger men in a mansion to find love and a winning prize of $10,000, an investment in their relationship. It's full of fun. It's messy. It's dramatic. It's hosted by Stormy Daniels, which is always fun. It's a great show, and I really have a good time recapping it and watching it. So you can go follow our exploits over at Baby Daddy's Pod or by listening to us on Spotify, Amazon, YouTube. It is a video podcast, so whereas the video version of this podcast is on the Patreon only with the free preview on YouTube, all of the video for Baby Daddies is available free for you to watch. So go check it out. And
Mhm.
yeah, David, where can people find you?
Right now on Instagram or Twitter, Blue Sky as Floralpapito. That's kind of the thing on TikTok too. I am, however, and I guess this is a good way of like mentioning it, making a new Instagram where it's just gonna be like stuff that I want to post that's not related to like content creation, just like, friends, family, me, like non OnlyFans, dancing, Twitter stuff, like just like an everyday kind of Instagram. So I will be posting about that. And that's it's like Dave. I'll just post about it. Don't even worry about it. But I
She's
am
got
making
her alt.
one.
She's got her alt. It's in the
It's an
making.
alt. Yeah,
It's
it's
an
an
alt to the
alt.
alt.
Which is
You,
funny because like usually the alt is like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
My
yeah,
main is the
yeah. This is your
yeah.
Beyonce burner account. Your
Yeah.
Lord burner account where she like reviews onion rings or whatever.
Well, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I love a good
Honestly,
onion ring.
that could kind of eat. I would join you to review some onion rings,
I
or not
love a
like
good onion ring.
maybe we expand it, not just onion rings. Let's do like mozzarella sticks, chicken fingers.
Oh my God, we gotta go to Chili's, the cheese bowl.
Let's review appetizers.
I would love that. I do love a good
Yes,
appetizer.
we can call it on the apps,
That's cute.
right? We're on the apps, yeah. And we go around to different places and we review their appetizers.
I love it.
We gotta take this before someone else does, because
Mhm.
this. Not to say
Let's
free
go.
idea, we're trademarking that on the apps. It's happening. My third podcast. No, on the apps would work definitely. I think it's just like an Instagram, TikTok
Mhm.
kind of situation.
Yeah, like a little highlights on bubble on Instagram.
That part.
Mhm.
Anywho, you can follow me over at Crowhunk on. I'm no longer on Twitter. I am, but I'm not using it. So I'm on Blue Sky now. It's literally
Mhm.
at crowhunk.com because I have a website. You can also just catch me at Crowhunk on Instagram or at Poison Touch Pod for all the stuff about the podcast. But yeah, we'll catch you next time. Poison Touch is produced, edited, and hosted by me, Jake Munoz. If you like what you see, give us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify. It really helps us get out to more people. I'll catch you on the flip.